opportunity. Getting involved straight away, battling with Marino for the ball, but Arsenal have managed to win it back. It's Gabriel Jesus on the halfway line, and he skips past Leroux and then plays it out to the right where Ben White is firing it into the middle, and Martinelli hits the post from about half a yard out. He was at a bit of an angle, but it looked like he just had to guide it into the back of the net. The ball bobbled around and reached Martinelli at the far post. It took a deflection on its way through, but all he had to do was guide it into the back of the net, and he hit the post from so close. And Mikel Arteta with his head in his hands in disbelief. Arsenal should be 3-1 up. It's a huge let-off for Portsmouth. Again, just an example of how they can be so devastating in some of these attacks, particularly in transition, as Madueke steps into the penalty area again, goes down in the box, and the referee says penalty this time. Zach Swanson, the former Arsenal man, with the foul, and it's going to be a chance for Arsenal to increase their lead. Madueke, who's been a threat down that right-hand side throughout, will now get the chance perhaps to get his name on the score sheet. He's picked the ball up, certainly looks intent on taking this. It's a hand on the shoulder from Swanson after Madueke skipped past him. And really, he can have no complaints. A little pull back, that was enough for Madueke to go down and for Portsmouth to concede the penalty. And after their dream start, Arsenal can take a 2-goal lead here against the hosts, unless Joe Bursic can become the hero and keep Arsenal within touching distance. Noni Madueke, who won the penalty, is going to take it. Big intake of breath as he chips it wide of the post. It's a poor penalty from Madueke, and it remains 2-1. It was a guided effort towards the bottom corner, almost like a little chip, sort of passed it, half shot it and put it wide. It's not a great penalty at all from Noni Madueke, and Portsmouth are still in this tie. And Madueke will be bitterly disappointed there. They win a free kick. Arsenal, Segacic with a foul on Ben White. Have just over a minute and a half of normal time remaining. Well, it's been an entertaining cup tie so far. Portsmouth had their magical moment early on. Ball is played back to Kepa on the edge of the penalty area. Eze now trying to win the ball on the halfway line. Devlin gets there first and does really well to hold on to it. Plays it forward for Ume Chibuze, whose pass goes straight to Madueke, who's looking to make amends here, running at the Portsmouth defence. But Swanson is able to intercept and win the ball. And now it's with Portsmouth again. Final minute of the first 45. Regan Poole playing it back to Bursic. And Bursic goes long. And Ume Chibuze now getting the wrong side of Lewis Skelly, who hauls him back. And Lewis Skelly's going to get a yellow card here. And real frustration for Arsenal. It's good play by Franco Ume Chibuze. Came through the youth ranks at Cork City, the Portsmouth substitute. His brother Jaden is at Benfica, playing for the under-19s. And he's won a free kick in a good position here for Portsmouth. It's going to be 3 additional minutes. Segacic with the ball in. Regan Poole was the one going up for the header, and it bounces into the arms of Kepa. quickly gets it out to the left-hand side. Arsenal try and break. They know they can be dangerous to Portsmouth in those transitional attacks. The ball is back with Regan Poole again. He finds Devlin. It looked like he was fouled off the ball there by Gabriel Jesus, and the referee did spot it. It's going to be a free kick. Bursic now. Gets it out to the left-hand side. Wasn't able to find Swanson, and Ben White has managed to get hold of the ball and keep it in play. And he finds Norgard. It's Nwaneri, but his pass goes astray. And Swanson charging up the left-hand side. Nwaneri gets back, makes the tackle, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. Good tracking back from Nwaneri, who gave the ball away initially. Portsmouth rebuild from the back once more as Shaughnessy finds Poole. Poole to Devlin, out on the right touchline on the halfway line, tries to chip it forward, it bounces off Martinelli and goes out of play for a throw-in. A little more than a minute remaining of stoppage time now in the first half. Portsmouth 1, Arsenal 2. As it's played forward to Madueke, who's fouled by Swanson. Free kick going Arsenal's way. Might be the last act of this first half now. It's been a dramatic opening, 45 minutes, plenty of incident. As Arsenal are pressured into putting the ball out of play. Gabriel's pass going straight out for a throw-in. Portsmouth's pressing has been pretty good for the most part in this match. They've been undone by set pieces in this first half. As Arsenal try to mount one last attack in this half, it's intercepted by Poole. Now Franco Ume Chibuze looking for LaRue. He was tackled by Marino. He wins his side a throw-in. I think that might be it for the first half here. Mikel Marino captaining the side today. We've had the 3 additional minutes in this first half, and there is the half-time whistle. So Portsmouth had that glorious moment where they took the lead through Colby Bishop. The own goal from Dazelle made it 1-1 just a couple of minutes later, as Arsenal scored from a set piece before again finding the net from a corner. The header from Martinelli making it 2-1. But Portsmouth do still have a lifeline after Madueke missed a penalty after he was brought down by Swanson. They still have plenty to play for. Arsenal haven't got it done yet. Half-time, it's Portsmouth 1, Arsenal 2. Well, welcome back to Fratton Park, where we have the second half of Portsmouth against Arsenal in the FA Cup. An entertaining opening 45 minutes, which saw Portsmouth start really well, take an early lead through their captain Colby Bishop. That was just the start of the story. Arsenal were level. Shortly afterwards, corner that was bundled over the line. It was an own goal. Andre Dozel looked to get the Arsenal a 2-1 lead, and it could have been 3-1 late in the first half. Madueke fouled by Zach Swanson, the former Arsenal player, but he missed the penalty, sending it wide of the post, and Arsenal getting the second half underway with Eze playing it back to Kepa, who goes long out to the left-hand side. The ball bounces out of play and will go out for an Arsenal throw-in. Ball is once again out of play. Portsmouth closing Arsenal down. Can they find a way back into this game? Just a reminder of the two teams. They're bursting in goal. Devlin, Poole, Shaughnessy and Swanson the back four. Dozel and Leroux in the defensive midfield positions. And Segicic, Chaplin and Ume, who came on for the injured Blair in the first half. Colby Bishop, the captain, leading the line. He scored after less than 3 minutes. Arsenal with Kepa in goal. Back four of White, Norgard, Gabriel and Lewis Skelly. Ranieri, Marino and Eze in the midfield three, with a front three of Madueke, Jesus and Martinelli, who of course scored the goal that gave Arsenal the lead. Devlin currently down. He's caught in the midriff by Marino. Accidental foul by the Arsenal skipper. And Portsmouth right back. He's back on his feet again, but looks in a little bit of discomfort. Ball thrown long towards Segicic. Now Colby Bishop winning the header. Ball back up in the air again, and it's Leroux this time getting his head to the ball. Swanson heads it on, and then Bishop again. Arsenal looking to hook the ball away to safety. There's a bit of a scramble for possession. Ranieri is fouled by Leroux, and it'll be a free kick to Arsenal. Free kick that'll be taken here by White. Time over the ball here, and eventually just plays it sideways to Norgard. Now Gabriel goes long down the left-hand side. Martinelli with Devlin. Devlin managing to get the ball under control and clear it up towards the centre of the Portsmouth half, where Eze picks it up, and then Lewis Skelly forced to go back to Norgard. Norgard to Gabriel, and Lewis Skelly flicks it forward, covered by Regan Poole, who sends a long high ball up towards Colby Bishop, who manages to knock it back into the path of Chaplin, who spreads the play out to the left but put far too much on the ball. Segicic not able to get hold of that one. And it goes out for an Arsenal throw-in once again. Taken by Ben White. Filthy afternoon at Fratton Park, pouring down with rain. Wet and cold, and just great conditions for a good old-fashioned cup tie, you might say, as Gabriel Jesus tries to force his way into the Portsmouth penalty area. It's won back though by the home side. Colby Bishop with a lovely knockdown for Segicic, who struggles to get it under control initially but manages to keep hold of it, and now linking up with Bishop again, and Ben White goes in with the challenge and wins Portsmouth a corner. 3.5 minutes played in the second half, and that was really nicely worked by Portsmouth. Segicic and Bishop combining well. It's a good tackle by Ben White to prevent Segicic from getting the cross in. And he has gone across to take the corner, left-footed from the left-hand side. Right arm raised by Segicic as he sends the ball in, an outswinger which bounces in the penalty area, fired towards goal. It was Chaplin who was at the far post trying to turn it in. It was blocked by Arsenal, who now look to break away on the counter, and Nwaneri goes after it and is fouled by Swanson, and it'll be a free kick to Arsenal, but a crucial block from Ben White to deny Chaplin from close range. That was a decent opportunity for Portsmouth, their first in this second half, as Kepa finds Marino. Looking for Madueke, who is fouled. And Arsenal get the free kick on the right-hand touchline, midway inside their own half. Ben White, who is caked in mud, looking to take this free kick and goes short again. To Norgard, who plays it forward to Marino. Marino gets away from the challenge of Segicic, has it on the edge of the centre circle, turns, plays it out to the right-hand side for White, forward to Nwaneri, over the halfway line, into Madueke, cuts inside, challenged by Chaplin that the referee's not happy with, and Arsenal get the free kick, taken quickly. Gabriel Jesus fires it across the penalty area, and Martinelli's there to turn it in for 3-1, and Arsenal now look to be in control of this FA Cup tie. Quick thinking from the free kick, and they have punished Portsmouth, and Martinelli has a second. Less than 6 minutes gone in the second half. Arsenal lead by 3-1. Madueke was fouled. Dozel left the ball, and the free kick was taken quickly. Jesus found by Miles Lewis-Skelly, and Jesus firing the ball across the penalty area. It's a perfect pass for Martinelli, sliding in at the far post to make it 3-1. Portsmouth switching off for a moment, and Arsenal punishing them. Good quick thinking from Lewis-Skelly. A lovely ball from Gabriel Jesus to pick out Martinelli at the far post. That should be game over. Arsenal well on their way now to the fourth round. Colby Bishop wins a corner. Segicic going across to take that corner. There's, good bit of height on it, and well, the ball has gone to Swanson on the far side. Looked like there was going to be a free header in there for Shaughnessy. Also can keep the pressure up. They have another corner. And Segicic going across to take it again. Left-footed in-swinger this time. Colby Bishop, Regan Poole, Connor Shaughnessy, Zach Swanson all grouped on the edge of the 6-yard box, along with Devlin as well. The referee spotted something he's not happy with. Having a word with Kepa Arrizabalaga there. He's had his hands on Franco-Ume Chibuze, the substitute. Swung in, and Kepa punching rather aimlessly at the ball, didn't really get hold of it, but Arsenal are going to come away now with Madueke sprinting down the right-hand side. And he is taken out just before the halfway line. Chaplin it was, coming across to make the tackle. I'm not entirely convinced he got much of the ball. Got a little bit of Madueke. Arsenal trying to take the free kick quickly again. Get Madueke in down the right-hand side, but the flag's gone up. It's offside. Jesus gets hold of it now, inside the centre circle. Goes out towards the left-hand side, nearly ran into trouble, just about keeping the ball in play. The pressure from Ume. Now played back to Kepa. Colby Bishop putting the pressure on. Arsenal play their way out from the back. Madueke tries a back heel and somehow manages to get hold of the ball again and find Nwaneri, who is fouled then by LaRue. Another free kick taken quickly by Arsenal. Ben White is charging forward. The referee has called it back. He wanted to show the yellow card first. The yellow card for LaRue's tackle on Nwaneri. First Portsmouth booking of the day. Luke LaRue, South African. Arsenal have another free kick now for a foul on Martinelli by Devlin. Free kick to Arsenal. A decent position. So Skelly carries it forward. Eze gets away from the challenge and finds Ben White. Clips it into the penalty area. Regan Poole rises highest to win the header. It's good defending by the Portsmouth centre-back as Nwaneri does really well, skips away from a challenge and then plays a 1-2 in Marino and goes for goal. It's blocked. It was a really good move by Arsenal, and now it's won back by White, who gets there ahead of Segecic and might look to cross. Instead plays it short to Madueke, who gets it back from Nwaneri. There's a tumble inside the box. Referee says no foul this time, and Madueke has no complaints either. Happy enough with the challenge there, the referee. There's a sea of bodies, a tangle of legs. Nothing doing in the end. Chaplin now sending the ball back to his goalkeeper, who goes long. Gabriel with a header. Ume is making a nuisance of himself and puts a challenge in. Arsenal get a throw. Gabriel having a word or two with some of the Portsmouth fans as he clattered into the advertising hoardings. Arsenal will resume with a throw in here. Played back to Gabriel and now to Kepa. And to Madueke, who's fouled by Swanson. For the first time today, it's been quite a battle between those two. The hour mark in this FACup third round tie. Nwaneri tries to skip past LaRue and wins Arsenal a throw. Arsenal look a lot more comfortable in the second half. Portsmouth were superb in that first period and actually started the second half pretty well as well. Third goal for Martinelli just seems to have dampened their hopes a little bit. A bit of fatigue kicking in as well as the ball goes out for an Arsenal corner. And this is where Portsmouth have struggled today. Arsenal have already scored from 2 of them. It is Arsenal's 3rd corner. They have scored, as I say, from the previous 2. Madueke to take. Ball into the near post, and looking for Martinelli again, almost the same combination as the 2nd goal. He can't find the target this time, and it remains 3-1. Ball at the feet of Bersic, who sends it long. Back to Kepa. Plays a rather poor pass out to the left-hand side. It almost works out for Miles Lewis-Skelly, who actually is beaten in the challenge there by Devlin. And Ben White puts the ball behind for a corner after the cross comes in from Devlin. Portsmouth's 4th corner of the game. We've had more shots on target than Arsenal. Certainly made life difficult for the Premier League leaders at times, but currently trailed by 3-1 as Segecic sends the ball to the far post. There is Swanson who gets his head to the ball. He felt he was being pulled back there by an Arsenal player. It's come all the way back to Bersic now, sends it high up towards the edge of the box. Ume heads it on, but he's offside, and Arsenal will have a free kick. Changes on the way here for Portsmouth. Had to bring Franco Ume on in the first half. They're going to be bringing on Conor Ogilvie and Marlon Pack for LaRue and Shaughnessy. Conor Ogilvie will go into the central defence, you would imagine. Former Tottenham youth team player. He's been in Portsmouth for nearly 5 years now. And Marlon Pack on as well. Very experienced 34-year-old. He began his career at Portsmouth and returned in 2022 after 11 years away from the club. A couple of years at Cheltenham Town, Bristol City and Cardiff. He's the Portsmouth captain. Arsenal on the move again here. Ball played down the left-hand side by Eze, but it's and a play for a throw into Portsmouth. Norgard has it for Arsenal. Forward to Madueke. It's a poor pass from him. It's intercepted easily by the Portsmouth man. Segecic has it now. And it's picked up by Swanson. He carries it forward into the penalty area and then tries to curl it towards goal. It's blocked and then headed clear by Marino. Marlon Pack getting onto it. Finds Ume. Now Ogilvie. Out to Swanson. And there's a great bit of trickery by Segovic, who slips the ball through the legs of Ben White, who then turns around and pushes Segecic over. Don't think he appreciated A little nutmeg there from the Portsmouth man. And he shoved Segicic to the ground, and he's given Portsmouth a free kick here. Almost 20 minutes gone in this second half, out on the left-hand side. It's deep enough in the Arsenal half to be a crossing opportunity here for Segicic, which is what he's looking to attempt now. A few yards deeper than the edge of the penalty area. Here comes Segicic. Good delivery into the penalty area. Header away on the edge of the 6-yard box. Ume picks it up on the right-hand side. Looking to cut in and fizzes it into the penalty area with his left foot. It's been headed clear by Arsenal again. Marlon Pack chases the loose ball and will play it all the way back to Bursic in the Portsmouth goal. Plays it forward again to Pack on the edge of the centre circle. Little 1-2 with Chaplin. Now finds Ogilvie, takes it over the halfway line and slides it down the line to Swanson. And now Segicic again. Tries to get the better of Ben White once more. Nwaneri comes back to help him out and win possession and plays a lovely pass into the middle for Eze, who looks to slip it through the middle for Jesus, who was beaten to it by Regan Poole. Goes to ground, Gabriel Jesus. And Portsmouth certainly haven't given up hope here as the ball is played forward to the edge of the box. Ben White wins it just ahead of Segicic. Now it's with Madueke. Plays it back to the goalkeeper. And Kepa finds Gabriel. Plays it out to the left-hand side. And a loose ball there has given Colby Bishop the chance again. Perhaps to shoot, which he does from the edge of the box. It bounces off Gabriel and goes behind for a corner. Colby Bishop trying his luck. And Arsenal preparing a triple change. It's the kind of triple change that makes the lower league sides wince a little bit when they're up against Premier League opposition. As the corner is, the attempted short corner is played by Segicic and it doesn't come off. It was intercepted and now Arsenal are on the attack. Norgard has it, looking for options, hits it right-footed, crossfield to Madueke. Edge of the penalty area now, Arsenal looking to sting Portsmouth with this counter-attack. It's come to Marino, and now a chance for Gabriel Jesus inside the box. Regan Poole goes to ground, then gets back on his feet to try and block the cross, which doesn't come in the end. Back with Lewis Skelly, sends a high ball into the penalty area, straight into the arms of Bursic, who rolls it out quickly to the left-hand side. Portsmouth on the move now, down the left with Segicic. The attempted challenge by Nwaneri. Segicic gets there ahead of White. It's fouled again. I think Ben White's going to pick up a yellow card here. A couple of fouls on Segicic in the last few minutes, and the Arsenal right back not having the best of time against Portsmouth's number 10. Pretty clear foul right in front of the referee. Portsmouth have a set-piece opportunity here. Arsenal now about to make that triple change. Gabriel Jesus is going to make way. Kai Havertz is ready to come on. Be a welcome sign for Arsenal fans to see him getting minutes here. Odegaard and Urian Timber are the other two coming on. Pretty strong bench for Arsenal as well as a strong starting 11. It was a rotated side that they picked. And it was still a pretty strong one. No unrecognisable names from the youth team. All first team players. Arsenal do have that squad depth now, so it's Jesus, Nwaneri and Ben White who come off as Portsmouth take the free kick, which bounces all the way through and goes out of play for a goal kick to Arsenal. And the big headline here is the return of Kai Havertz back in the Arsenal squad for the first time since August, when he played in the 1-0 win over Manchester United. Since then, he's been out injured. He's on the bench for the win over Aston Villa, but didn't feature. Not in the squad for the last 2 games against Bournemouth and Liverpool. But he is on the field of play now, which will be a great boost for the Arsenal fans. As Arsenal come forward once again. Marino sliding it through. Great interception by Franco Ume. Portsmouth try and counter now. Ball out to the left-hand side. Segicic will keep it in place up against Urian Timber now. And he got the better of Ben White once or twice. But Madueke with space to run into down the right-hand side, and he's going to drill it towards the near post, and there was a brilliant tackle by Regan Poole that took the sting out of the shot, sent it into the side netting. A great break from Arsenal. Madueke up against Regan Poole, who did really well. Fantastic block from the Portsmouth defender. And with 20 minutes to go, Portsmouth are still just about in this game, albeit it's difficult to see them scoring twice. As Arsenal have another corner, they have been pretty clinical from these situations so far. Into the near post and headed in. It's their 3rd goal from a corner, and it's almost the carbon copy of the 2nd, because Gabriel Martinelli is headed in from Madueke's corner, and it's 4-1 Arsenal with 19 minutes to go. Victory secured now, and it's a hat-trick for Martinelli. That is just what they were looking for at this stage of the game. It's a near post corner, Martinelli getting there. Pretty simple, and Arsenal are so good from these situations. They've tried that corner 3 times. Twice it has ended up in the back of the net. Actually came off the back of Martinelli's head, and Joe Bursick was practically standing behind the goal line when he got his hands to it. 5 corners in the game for Arsenal. They've scored from 3 of them, and Martinelli with his first senior hat-trick to give the Gunners a 4-1 lead. Surely now no way back for Pompey. And the set-piece goals will be a little bit of a disappointment, you would imagine. John Mousinho would have known that Arsenal are a real threat from set pieces. A couple of changes, by the way, for Portsmouth. John Swift and Jordan Williams have both come on. Swanson and Segicic have made way. Portsmouth have used all their substitutes now. Jordan Williams is a right back. We might see a little bit of a shift in the Portsmouth back line. Former Huddersfield and Barnsley player. John Swift, I should say, is also on here as Arsenal come forward again. More on that in just a moment. Havertz finding Marino, plays the ball in. Lovely layoff from Timber. Madueke just couldn't sort his feet out in time. It's gone behind. It's another corner, which could potentially be really dangerous here for Portsmouth. So John Swift, as I was saying, on for Portsmouth here. He did have a brief spell with them as a youngster. He is a Portsmouth-born player. Played for their youth team before going to Chelsea, where he never really made it into the first team. Went to Rotherham, Swindon and Brentford on loan, then played for Reading for a number of years before a spell at West Brom. Back to his hometown club in 2025. Arsenal have taken the corner. It's been dealt with this time by Portsmouth. Changes could be on the way here for Arsenal, who made a triple change not so long ago. And Gabriel is going to make way. Reliable performer for Arsenal. Making his way back from a recent injury as well, of course. And now it is going to be one of the more untested youngsters that come on. Salmon is going to be given his opportunity here, wearing number 89. Higher the squad number, normally the younger the player. Marley Salmon, just 16 years old. He did play against Club Brugge in the Champions League. You may remember if you watched that game, came on for Ben White late on in that one. England under 17 international. He's featured for Arsenal in the UEFA Youth League as well. It's his first domestic start, or first domestic appearance I should say, for the club, his second overall. He turned 16 back in August. Born in 2009, just to make you feel incredibly old. It was after Portsmouth won the FA Cup, of course, the year before. 13 minutes to go. The ball played out wide to Madueke. Madueke to Odegaard. Now Salmon getting a touch of the ball. Seems to have gone to right back here. Odegaard under a bit of pressure, and it's been given away. Portsmouth trying to make something happen here as Devlin fires one in from just outside the penalty area, hit it with real power, and it was well saved by the goalkeeper. It was on target from Devlin. Kepa had to make sure, could only palm it behind for a corner. Can Portsmouth make something happen here? They haven't really been able to make too much of their set pieces. As it comes in, it's a good header away by Marino. Now Williams for Portsmouth has to get it out to the left-hand side. Ogilvie. And Marley Salmon with a brilliant sliding challenge. And that'll make the youngster feel pretty good. Throw-in taken quickly though by Portsmouth as they try and keep the pressure on. Ogilvie's cross in towards the near post. It falls to the edge of the box, and a snatched effort from Swift, who does have real quality and can strike the ball from distance, but he scuffed that one. It's gone behind for a goal kick to Arsenal. And Portsmouth have certainly had plenty of good opportunities in this game. Put in a really good display, the 4-1 scoreline. A little harsh perhaps. Certainly in the first half they were very unlucky to be behind. It was very much a case of not being able to cope with Arsenal's excellent set pieces. Just seems like it is not going to be one of those days where we get the big cup upset at Fratton Park. Arsenal heading comfortably for the fourth round here, as everyone would have expected. Just trying to see this through now. Martinelli gives it to Odegaard, played out to the right hand side for Madueke, to Marley Salmon. Portsmouth win it back. Marlon Pack takes no chances and plays it back to Bursic inside the 6-yard box, and he goes long. Header from Norgard. Odegaard now. Back with Madueke. Gives it to Odegaard. Bit of space to run into. He's got support as well from Havertz. And it comes to Eze, who goes for goal. It's palmed away by Bursic. And it will be a corner. And that's good play once again from Arsenal. I think they're about to make their final change here. Martinelli is about to go off, having already celebrated his hat-trick. 2 headers and a far post finish. Good day for him. And he does make way. Martin Zubimendi to see out the rest of this game. 8 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Portsmouth looking to break away, and Ume was chasing after the ball and then went down. He seems to be in quite a bit of pain here. And this is a real concern for Portsmouth. They've already made their changes. They can't take him off. Looks like it might be a hamstring problem with Franco Ume. A real disappointment. Who looked so impressive ever since he came on. That's a bit of a blow for Portsmouth if he isn't able to carry on. He's got to make the final 6.5 minutes plus stoppage time pretty tough as well, as Marino gets hold of it on the left hand side. Back to Eze. Lewis Skelly into Odegaard, and Eze. Odegaard again, almost toying with Portsmouth now on the edge of the penalty area. Odegaard tries to slip it in. Portsmouth have most of their players parked on the edge of the box. A 1-2 between Odegaard and Madueke. Still with Odegaard, flicks it to Havertz, who goes for goal, and it falls for Eze, tries to hit it on the volley. It's a brilliant block from Devlin, and it goes behind for a corner. It's good defending, last-ditch defending from Portsmouth, doing everything to hold off wave after wave of Arsenal attack now. Eze's gone across to take the corner. Swings it in, it's a good delivery and it bounces behind. It'll be another corner. Really good delivery from Eze, and the set pieces really have been such a nightmare for Portsmouth to deal with. Arsenal terrorised the vast majority of the Premier League with their set-piece routines, so no surprise to see Championship strugglers finding it difficult as the ball comes in again. This time it's won by Bishop at the near post. And the ball played all the way back to Kepa Arrizabalaga, so not going to get an upset at Fratton Park today. Had some big stories in the FA Cup yesterday, of course. Currently, Leeds have beaten Derby in the earlier kick-off through to the fourth round. Portsmouth try and clear the ball from danger here, which they have done. Currently, Hull and Blackburn drawing 0-0, 10 minutes or so into the second half. Norwich 3-0 up against Walsall. There is a shock in Sheffield, though. Sheffield United taking on League One Mansfield. They're 4-1 down at home. Swansea and West Brom, both Championship sides drawing, and West Ham, Premier League strugglers, are winning 1-0 at home against QPR. Manchester United play Brighton a little later on today. There were some big shocks yesterday, and more so than Macclesfield defeating Crystal Palace. Played back to Bursic, the goalkeeper for Portsmouth, who sends it long. Bishop tries to get it under control, but Arsenal quick to win it back. Portsmouth still down to 10. Ume hasn't come back on the pitch. Ronnie Salmon now for Arsenal. 3 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Portsmouth clear it long. Kepa comes out to deal with it. Marley Salmon stays composed and picks out a pass for Zubimendi, carrying it forward. Now it's with Odegaard. Comes to Odegaard again. Wide to Madueke, driving into the penalty area. Madueke, well, it goes down. Jordan Williams saying he didn't do an awful lot. There's a little bit of a coming together. Not a great deal in it. Cleared long by Bursic, and it comes to Swift. Wins Portsmouth. No, it's an Arsenal throw, in fact. Taken by Marley Salmon, who's done a decent job at right back since coming on. Hasn't had a great deal to do. Portsmouth have been a little compromised ever since Ume had to go off. And just generally feeling the effects of a tough game against the Premier League leaders, who have shown their quality and their ruthlessness, certainly from those set pieces in particular. Zubimendi gets hold of it in the centre circle and plays a lovely ball forward to Odegaard, who's got space, plays the ball into Kai Havertz, back heels it to Madueke inside the penalty area, chips it into the air. It hasn't been fully cleared yet by Portsmouth, now headed to the edge of the box, hit first time, well wide of the target from Zubimendi, who sliced the ball away. A missed opportunity for Arsenal, who have looked increasingly dangerous the longer this game has gone on. We're into the first minute of stoppage time now. Just 3 minutes to be played. And Portsmouth aren't going to get their big cup shock here today. And they certainly were well worthy of that first 20 minutes or so when they had Arsenal on the ropes. Started well, got the early goal. It's always going to be difficult to hold on, and then the nature of the first goal they conceded will be a bit of a disappointment. And they now return to focusing on trying to stay in the Championship, which is no easy task. Came up from League One a couple of seasons ago now. It's their second season in the Championship. John Mousinho's been there a while, 150 games in charge now, as Odegaard plays the ball out wide, and Marino then trying to play it first time into the middle for Havertz, and didn't quite get his judgment right. Comes to nothing. Goal kick to Portsmouth. Put in a decent display today. 4-1 scoreline. Maybe a little harsh on their performance. It was really those set pieces. 3 goals, 3 of the goals that Arsenal have scored have come from corners. 2 headers from Martinelli and that own goal from Andre Dezel. Eze goes to Zubimendi. Odegaard plays a lovely ball into the box. Kai Havertz is offside. I mentioned that Mansfield might be causing a big upset in their game against Sheffield United. There's still a quarter of that game to go. It's now 4-3. Sheffield United has scored twice in 4 minutes, so that'll be a fascinating one to keep an eye on. They're nearly at full time at Fratton Park, and Arsenal are cruising at the moment. Have been for quite some time, in truth, ever since the third goal went in early in the second half. The result